What's up, guys? It's Sam here, and I wanted to talk briefly about how I reduced the cost of my leads from HomeAdvisor. So, if this is your first time here, make sure you smash that like button. And with that being said, let's get into it. So, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe or go to my page and like the page and follow along for Facebook. But there was a time where I owned a landscaping company, right? And I just sold them before I moved to Massachusetts. And what I used for a period of the time, I grew the company, say, from about $38,000 in gross revenue to over $200,000 in gross revenue. And what I was using part of the time to grow that revenue was HomeAdvisor. Now, HomeAdvisor charges a pretty high price. Like they're just a middleman, right? So they charge for the leads that come in. And so we did two different there's lots of peripheral stuff, but you can figure lawn care and maintenance and landscaping. And landscaping was a bunch of different types of things that could be underneath that. But with landscaping, leads were maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of $50 to $60, or $30 to $60, somewhere in that neighborhood. With some probably more common being around $40 to $50, but generally in that range for a landscaping lead. For a lawn maintenance lead, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of $15 to say $22, $23. So the high teens on average for a lead for lawn and landscape. And after doing this for a period of time, my partner and I decided that we were going to switch from going to do both of those leads to just advertising on HomeAdvisor. Sorry, I'm actually doing some cooking right now. We were going to switch from doing what we had been doing to just focusing on the lawns. Now, the reason for that was, first of all, it was a less expensive lead. So you're like, well, Sam, you're shooting yourself in the foot because you're just doing something that's a lot cheaper just to save the $20 up front for the cost of the lead, right? $20 per lead versus $40 per lead. But when you think about it, if you are capable and you're good, you'll be able to convert a large portion of those people that come in the front door, right, for the lawn care, where it's, $30, $35 a pop, to people who are people who are actually going to be doing some type of landscape. Whether you're going to get those $10,000 or $20,000 landscape jobs is different. But to be able to just convert a lot of those to a couple $1,000 landscape jobs is relatively easy. Most of the time it's just literally asking. And so we switched from that and knew that because I was doing a lot of the customer outreach and a lot of the stuff with the marketing and on the business side for the business, and I knew that if I'm talking to somebody, I can get 60% of the time or whatever it was, I would be able to get other stuff out of them besides the lawn care. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in session number 1. It could be 6 months down the road or 3 months down the road, because I just know that's how it plays out, that you end up getting other jobs from these people as time goes on. And that's how that was one of the many different ways that I chose to optimize to reduce the costs and at the same time be able to still continue along that. And the other thing was the lawn care was still profitable on the front end because we had a crew that would just do them, so we didn't really have to do a lot of those. Where the landscaping, I was on the job, where as the lawns, I didn't necessarily have to be there because we had a crew that would go out and do those. And so from that environment, just to give you context, when you go through and try to sell that type of business, right, because that was more of the longer term objective, the potential buyers tend to look at the reoccurring revenue, not so much as the one-time revenue. So if you have a large portion of your gross revenue that comes from landscaping versus lawn care, you have a decision to make there in terms of the landscaping is more profitable for sure, but with the lawn care, knowing that we are going to be selling the business, we can get a larger amount on the sale by just building the front end for the actual quantity of lawn maintenance accounts. Anyways, if you guys have any questions or thoughts, leave them down below, or on Facebook, leave them around, and I will definitely get back to you. Also, my link for Instagram is down below if you're on YouTube, or above if you're on Facebook. So jump over to Instagram and say what's up, and talk to you soon.